Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to carry on with some of this parallel compression architecture on the drums. Um, and there's this aux bus I have right here. It's KSB, kick, snare, bass. Something I like to do is side chaining the rhythm section, just to kind of glue together the bottom end and kind of get the kick and bass working together. And the snare is a good partner for it. You know, it's like that's the real foundational rhythm, especially with a song like this. I've got this set up on bus 5. So let's just go over here. And I'm going to assign this off of my uncompressed bass bus. For now, we'll just turn this up around -6. And we'll go over here. And we're also going to put this on the kick and the snare. So we've got those 3 elements routed here, and we're going to pull up. My favorite compressor for this job is the Fairchild 660. So there you go. I like it on the fastest time constant, fastest release. Yeah, threshold's probably okay. So let's just get this going. Threshold up. I'll turn it on and off for you. I mean, you can hear a little bit more level of all the things that we've routed through it, but hopefully the thing I'm hoping you notice is the way it's kind of like gluing those things together and making them more impactful as a unit. I mean, the name of the game with mixing and parallel compression is leaving all your transient energy intact, all their articulation. Not to say that compressing things, you know, directly on the track or the instrument or what have you, isn't. I mean, it's absolutely necessary and very useful. And you'll see as you get to the vocal later, I'm going to pound the vocal with some compression. But it's a different thing, you know, to compress things directly and then sort of parallel compress things, because you really want to not damage the dynamic, the overall dynamic of the track. And you want to keep the transient qualities there and not sort of just turn it into mush. But you also want that tough apparent loudness. You know, well, it's not apparent; it's real loudness. But that's the reason that parallel compression is so important, especially in modern mixing. There's parallel compression on everything, and it's really tough to accumulate this type of parallel compression on just one element of the drums, or just like one parallel bus on the drums. Drums these days really, like for my taste, and I think what a lot of people are doing is just it's a lot of different parallel compression buses, sort of all paired together to kind of get you the result. So that's a nice helper. Sometimes I do the same thing where I'll put the decapitator on this. I don't really feel like it's necessary. I feel like I've got low volume, like everything's speaking really well. I feel like the snare drum's a little hot. Still getting a little clip. Let's just go in here and trim this down a little bit. I'm trimming this because it's clipping the output of the plugin a little bit, but because of the gain changes I made within the plugin. But something I like to do is turn the level down, the recorded level down in the plugin, as opposed to, we'll probably get into it like over here on the chambers mics, as opposed to the tracks being so low. Because like if I'm going to try to automate these, my resolution down here at the bottom of the phaser is not great. A little move means a lot of change, and on room mics and stuff, actually that can work to your advantage. But if you've got guitars or something that's really hot and you've got the fader down at -12 or 15, you're better off getting the fader up to -6 or closer to 0 and reducing some of that gain in the plugin, so that you have a more usable area for the automation. I put automation on pretty much most things because that, to me, while all this is very important and really prepares you to make a great mix. The actual art of a mix is the interaction that the mixer has with the recorded music.